Uh, Thank you, Swamiji, for the amazing meditation. We'll now move on to the brief satsang. So today we're going to be talking about approaching friendships and accepting their changing nature. Friendships are an essential part of our lives, but how do we actually go about them, especially when they change so much as we all move through different phases in life? How do we accept friendships that have changed, and how do we protect ourselves from hurt while still showing up with care? And also, I guess we are also changing, so how do we deal with friendships? Sorry for the mid-par intro, but thank you, Swamiji. Hope you can move forward.
Om Dhyayamo Dhavalabagunthanapatim Tejomayim Naishtikim Snigdha Pangavilokinim Bhagavatim Mandasmidashrimukhim Valsalyamritavashinim Sumadhuram Sankirtanalapinim Shamangim Madhusikta Suktim Amritanandatmikam Ishwarim Om Amriteshwariyai Namaha Om Amriteshwariyai Om Amriteshwariyai Namaha. Namaskar, everyone, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. And happy to see everybody from the beautiful Amritapuri still here. So, first of all, as Ritu was saying, the theme is approaching friendship and accepting their changing nature. So, I'm just putting it into the two different parts of it. The first one will be approaching friendship. So naturally, the question is, why do we need a friend? From early childhood, we are nourished by the affection of our parents. And their love forms our first emotional foundation. It protects us, nurtures us, and gives a sense of belonging. But as we mature, we often sense incompleteness in this love because we are seeking love outside and we are not satisfied with the love that our parents give. So the question is why? And parental love, while deep and instinctual, it's not always free from conditions. It is often shaped by attachment and a sense of possession, which is my child, and it's my responsibility to bring this child up. So this mindness limits its love and its expansiveness. Why it's limited is because would a parent love a neighbor's child with the same intensity and sacrifice as they do to their own? And usually it's not. So this conditional nature of love makes us even subconsciously yearn for something more universal and less possessive. A love that affirms our being without boundaries. So as we grow, we move from the insulated world of home into a wider, more complex world of school and society. And here the craving for companionship deepens. We begin to form friendships, but yet the question remains, why does the human heart seek a friend? So the question is about the inner need for friendship. So the first one is to be seen and accepted. So at the core of our being is the desire to be understood. We want someone to look at us and say, I see you. and you are enough. And in the eyes of a true friend, we hope to find a mirror that reflects our truth and that holds us close and not to flatter us. And the second one is to overcome the fear of loneliness or being alone. One of the most profound human fears is isolation. As that's why, they give you, they put you in, the worst punishment is to put you in isolation in a cell. And even in a crowded room, we can feel the loneliness if there is no one who truly connects with us and with our spirit. A friend becomes an antidote to this existential solitude, not merely someone to talk to, but someone whose presence affirms that we are not alone in our thoughts, emotions, struggles, and our ideology. And the third one is to belong to something beyond ourselves. Now, we are social beings. There is a primal instinct to move with the crowd, to feel a part of the collective. And friendship often emerges as a bridge between the self and the society, enabling us to move in harmony with others without losing our individuality. And the fourth one is to seek validation and security. When we are unsure about ourselves, we seek validation from others. A friend provides us the assurance saying that you are doing okay, you are not alone in this struggle. So this external validation can be a source of strength, especially when our inner confidence wavers. So we have to understand that it's not about the external source of strength, but we have to slowly gain the internal one. And it's okay to have friends and have developed friendship. But without the internal validation, it's going to be a really rough time. I just wanted to narrate a story here. One day a student stuck a piece of paper on his classmate's back, which said, "stupid." And he asked the rest of the class to keep it a secret. And everyone felt silent, snickering amongst themselves. And during the math class, the teacher put a problem on the board. And only one boy finds the solution. You know who it is, the one who was labeled. So he goes to the board amidst laughter, which he doesn't explain, and solves the problem. And the teacher afterwards takes out the sheet, the sticker from his back, and shows it to him and says, "Apparently, you don't know one of your classmates stuck this on your back. Know, my boy, that throughout your life, people will put labels on you. Most of them will only serve to stop your progress. So if you had known about that mocking word stuck on your back, you probably wouldn't have gotten up to solve this problem and thus show off some of your knowledge. All of you have to do is to focus on what you did today, ignore the labels people will try to put on you, and take every opportunity to learn and improve." And turning to the other students, he added, "It's obvious you don't have any loyal friends in this class. Otherwise, I imagine he would have informed you. And no matter how many friends you have, what matters most is loyalty. A friend is someone who defends you behind your back. So if you succeed, help others because they are ours." So that's why we have to understand the nature of friendship. That's why every friendship will not endure, and most of them are transient, born of shared circumstances, mutual convenience, and our emotional needs. And these friendships are like travelers who are sitting on a bus or a train. And these people will get off at different stops. So this is the nature of life. So that's why we need to be careful. And as long as we accept the nature of such friendships and we do not get deeply attached, we will not get into an emotional turmoil. As I said, as we mature emotionally, intellectually, friends change and we get new ones. So the concept of, BFs, all of you know BFs and BFFs, right? It keeps evolving. There's a saying, a joke about this BF over years. And a young boy said to a young girl, I am your BF. I am your BF. So the girl asked, what do you mean by BF? So the boy smiled and said, BF means best friend. As they grew up, the girl became very beautiful. One day the boy said, I am your BF. The girl blushed and asked, what do you mean by BF now? So the boy replied saying, BF means boyfriend. A few years later, they got married, had kids. The husband said to the wife, I'm now still your BF. So the wife smiled and asked, so what does BF mean now? BF means I am baby's father. And as they grow old, they sat together one evening. And the old man said to the old lady, my dear, I am your BF. So the woman laughed and asked, what does BF mean now? So the old man smiled and said, we don't have anybody else. BF means be forever. We are friends forever. And now on his deathbed, the old man called his wife and said, I am your BF. So the wife, crying, asked him, what does BF mean now? So he says, bye forever. So this is the nature of all friendships. So we have to understand that when we get into friendships, first of all, it's transient and it's changing. And the very nature of friendship is changing itself. But that doesn't mean that you have to avoid friendships, because always a good friend is also a good support as well as a good guide. The example of Lord Krishna and Arjuna. As most of you know the story, Arjuna was considering Lord Krishna as his friend, not as his guru. And so Lord Krishna was acting in the same manner. And it was this friendship that eventually led him to do his dharma, his duty. And in the same manner, if you have a bad friend, he will lead you to unrighteousness. Again, in the example of Mahabharata, you see the example of Karna and Duryodhana. Karna was deeply attached to Duryodhana and through his friendship. And that's why, he had to do a lot of unrighteous acts, even though he knew what was dharma. So a good friend can lead you to the right friendship, and a bad friend can lead you ultimately to adharma, unrighteousness. So we have to be selective, especially with friendships, and to understand to that whether this friendship is leading us to dharma, which is righteousness, or unrighteousness. So the conclusion we have to understand is, why do we need a friend? Because the journey of life, with all its beauty and challenges, feels more meaningful when shared. In another's presence, we often discover part of ourselves that were hidden. And above all, friendship reminds us of our true nature, that we are not isolated beings, but interconnected sparks of love and consciousness. And if we have a friend, a good friend, a loyal friend, as I was saying in the earlier ones, they will protect us. And they will definitely, as in the case of Lord Krishna, they will take us to the supreme goal of realization. You must have heard the story of Krishna and Sudama, who were friends from a younger age itself. So you must have also heard about the story about Sudama eating the rice puffs that was given to him and to Lord Krishna by Mother Yashoda. And he ate everything. So there's a story to illustrate this. So one day, some of the sages visited Yashodama's house and asked for something to eat. So at that time, there was only a small amount of roasted chickpeas, chana, left in the house, which Mata Yashoda had saved for her son Krishna to share with his friend Sudama after their playtime. And torn between her hospitality and her love for Lord Krishna, Mata Yashoda decided to say no to the rishis, explaining that there was nothing to offer. And however, the sages, being wise and intuitive, realized that there was some food in the house. And when they left, they cursed that whoever ate those chickpeas would live a life of poverty forever. And Sudama, who overheard this curse, understood its implications but remained silent. And later, Sudama visited Lord Krishna's house, where Mata Yashoda handed 2 bundles of chana, one for him and one for Krishna, as they were sitting in the night and watching the wild animals not to come near the cows, and to scare them away. So Sudama, aware of the curse, was faced with a dilemma. He couldn't throw the chickpeas away because they were cursed, and planting them would spread the curse further. So caught in this moral conflict, Sudama decided to eat both the bundles himself, rather than to give it to Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna noticed this and playfully scolded him, saying that those were meant for both of us. Why did you eat everything? So Sudama was overwhelmed with guilt and emotion, and he started crying. And Krishna, knowing this, the truth, comforted him, saying, "It's okay, Sudama. Don't worry about it. We'll get more." So that from that day onwards, Sudama's life took the path of curse. He lived in poverty his entire life. Despite his circumstances, Sudama was content, satisfied with his decision, and cherished his bond with Krishna. His friendship with Krishna became a timeless example of his devotion and loyalty. So, never stop trying your best, and trust that with patience and perseverance, you will achieve what you desire. Because in the very end, as you know, when Sudama went to visit Lord Krishna, he was rewarded by Lord Krishna with a palace, with so many other material gifts. And even if life takes an unexpected turn, remember that your mindset and resilience will always carry you forward. So in order that, you have to turn to your inner friend. So my last request is, take Amma as your BFF to guide you properly, to move forward. And Amma says, just like Lord Krishna also, if you interact with her as a friend, she will also interact with you as a friend. There's so many examples of this. And many of the devotees who come in the beginning, they don't really understand the concept of Guru. They accept Amma as their friend. And what happens is, when they accept Amma as their friend, Amma behaves just like that. Once a young man who considered Amma as his friend would often come to Amma and talk to her about his life, and Amma would patiently listen to him. And when he was ripe for the age to get married, so he would come and confess to Amma all his adventures with his girlfriends. And so finally, when Amma asked him what is the problem, he said, I don't know how to talk to girls. And when I come near girls, I become so shy. I don't know what to say, and I just keep silent. So most of them anyway go away, which is also a blessing in disguise. So, so, so Amma coached him and told him, like, look, this is how you have to ask. First, ask them how they are doing and what do they like, and so what did they do during the daytime, and how was their life. So you just, and do they like any movies, or what are their likings and dislikes. So understand all these things and talk about these things. So every time he would run out of questions, he would come running to Amma and tell her, see, I ran out of questions, so what is the next question? So Amma would give him the right questions, and finally he got married after 3 years to a woman, and it was a nice marriage. So what I would like to say is, take Amma as your best friend, and she will guide you and put you in the right direction in your life. And may Amma become your best friend forever. Om Amriteshwariye Namah.
Nashaya, thank you, Swamiji, and for concluding with that really funny story. 3 years worth of questions. I wonder what they were before you finally married somebody. I think these are really great thoughts for us to reflect on and ponder, and then see how they apply to ourselves. So we'll do the breakout rooms now, and we'll have a discussion amongst ourselves, and try to think of something like, try to really understand Swami Satsang, and think of some other burning question you might have that you want to ask as a follow-up. And then after we come back, we have an opportunity to ask Swami maybe one question per group or something like that, so that we can do it in our time. Maybe we'll go until 10 o'clock. Does that sound good to you guys, Ritu, Kaiva, Swamiji? It's about 20 minutes from now, a little bit less than 20 minutes of discussion, and then we'll come back. Okay? Great. And then also a special treat, when we come back, we'll do the talent showcase, and Annika will show us some of our Bharatanatyam dancing, so that'll be really fun. Okay, so I think we can start the breakout rooms. Kaiva, whenever you're ready. So Kaiva, we're doing 4 rooms, right? Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So I think I'll join one of the rooms.
Swamiji, if you want, you can hop between the rooms, but if you don't want to, that's fine too. Whatever works for you.
Okay, sure.
I think I'll join room number 4. It doesn't look like there's much activity happening there.
I think even room 3.
3? Okay, I'll go with 3. So if one of you guys want to join some of the other rooms, feel free.
Swamiji, you see like the breakout room thing under, right? So you can
Yeah,
just
yeah,
click.
yeah.
Okay, cool. And cool. In case you are here and people are trying to join, you can just admit them. Thank you.
Yeah, I saw one and admitted. This username. Are we done with the sessions?
Yes, Swamiji, we just finished and I think everybody is coming back. So as soon as people come back, we will do the talent showcase and then we will go through the different breakout rooms. And we had 4 breakout rooms, so we'll have 4 questions. We can do a Q&A and we can bring them up to you. Okay. Kaiva, are all people back from the breakout rooms?
Yep.
Okay. And Annika is our esteemed host or guest today for the talent showcase. So we'll spotlight you and then take it away.
Namaste, everyone. So I'm Annika. I'm from Boston, and today I prepared a Bharatanatyam piece to show you guys. So what I prepared was the Rajarajeshwari Ashtakam in Ragamalika and Adi Talam, composed by Adi Shankaracharya, and essentially it's a piece devoted to the Divine Mother. I feel like rightfully so, essentially praising her many attributes. And in this piece, I portray many goddesses, including Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, just to name a few. And it's all conveyed through abhinaya and nritta, so expression and rhythmic movement. So bringing their presence to life through precise gestures, footwork, and emotive storytelling. And a little bit about myself. So I've been learning Bharatanatyam for over a decade under my guru, Srimati Hemalata Vaidyanathan, in the Varuvur style, which is known for its grace and fluidity, which I think is the basis of this composition. And again, why I feel like Bharatanatyam is the perfect medium to convey all the aspects of this piece. And that's all I have for you guys. So I can play the video now. Thank you.
was so awesome. Oh my God.
That was amazing.
Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
That was
That
so
was
good.
very nice, Kanika. That's really beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Swamiji.
Okay, so next we will transition to the questions from the breakout rooms and the discussions that we had. So we'll start with breakout room 1. And this had Anurag, Jagadish, Lucia, Prashant, Shavani, Soshana, and a few other people as well. Do you guys have a question and somebody who can share that with Swamiji?
We do. We had 3 questions, but we'll only ask the one, Swamiji. So the question that we had, and then there's a couple of examples with it. The question is, how do you balance the virtue of honesty / speaking the truth in a friendship? And the examples are, one example is if you notice that your friend is being selfish in their own relationship, should you speak up? Should you say something? And on another lighter example is if you, for example, know that your friend is speeding constantly, they're always speeding and they're always running red lights, should you say something? Where does that line of speaking the truth come, even if in sometimes it's hurtful truth?
Yeah. First of all, it depends on the circumstances and occasions which you have to speak the truth. Of course, the criteria is whether, first of all, they're going to listen to it with an open mind. That is number one. And the second one is, are you guiding them to something which is good and which is truthful? And the third one will be, are you practicing those things yourself? So these are the questions. And is it dharmic? So is it righteous? And so if you are leading them to a right point, and if they are going astray, for example, if just a friend started drinking or started taking drugs, and it's right for you to say, you should not do all these things because it'll ruin your future, it'll be harmful to you, and all these things. So definitely you have to. But suppose he had a bad haircut, or she had a bad haircut, and still you can say, oh, it's very nice, though it's not true. So just to make them feel good in that sense. So as I said, the criteria would be mostly about whether you're leading them to the right goal, a goal which is dharmic or righteous, as well as which will take them to a higher plane, rather than, as you said, selfishness. So are you being selfless is the question. So what are your other 2 questions? I'll just go quickly through that also.
Oh, okay, great. So someone had a question of, is it okay to be someone that is more isolated? So someone that doesn't have or seeking out friendships actively. So is it okay to be in isolation, or is having friends sort of a requirement?
As I said, it's not a requirement. If you feel that you need to have friends, that's when you just have to have friends. And also, it's better to have fewer friends who support you, who are truly friends, who give you the best of life, and who resonates with you in your ideology, with all your activities, just like music, or supports you and then enhances your talents. So it's better to have such people rather than to have like thousands of friends who just keep talking and wasting your time. So what is you have to understand what is the benefit versus not just wasting your time.
Okay, thank you. And the third question is, how to deal with the transient nature of friendship. So specifically, when after some time a friendship fades away, or you start, moving away from one another. How do you deal with that without feelings of resentment and other such negative emotions?
The same thing you have to understand, you have to evaluate, was it helpful to you? And if it has been helpful and they broke away, it was not your fault. So you just have the understanding that that friendship was supposed to last only that long. And so if it moves away, then you cannot force something. You cannot force a flower to open up, a bud to open up. And so it's just like that. Friendship is also like that. So you have to let it go. Just don't hold on to it. Don't have any resentments and guilt. So just understand that that was the life of a friendship. And that's it, that you cannot do anything more. But as I said, if you want to have a lasting friendship, it has to be based on ideology and spirituality. It's on something which can resonate between the two of you.
Thank you, Swamiji. Namaskar.
Ishbaya.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, Prashant. Group 2, we have Ritu and Suchir, Shyama, Praful, Lavelle, Keshav, and a few other people.
Let's start off. We had also some other questions, but one of the ones we talked about a lot was, how do you recognize the moment, friendship is causing more harm than good, and maybe it's time to walk away or take some distance away from a friendship.
The first one is, of course, you have to be giving to your friend. But if the friend is taking advantage of how you are and taking more than giving back to you at the same time, you have to suffer through that for some time, but then after that, understand that is the end of the friendship. You just don't have to continue giving and giving, because it will also make you deplete your energy. So you have to understand that it's a time to cut it off. Second thing, is he leading you again to the right things, right goals? And if he's taking you to the wrong sides, then it's not a good friendship. So you definitely have to take a sharp knife and cut it off at that time. If they are inducing you to do things that you don't want to do, or which is adharmic, which is not right, then you just have to say no. So that is you have to know when to say no. So that is very important in life. Every step of your life, many a times you have to say no. So when to say no is the discrimination and the right knowledge. So and don't feel bad about it, because it is going to save you. So that's the whole thing. You have to have that kind of a knowledge and the courage to say no. So don't just keep on strapping on to that friendship if it is leading you to disaster. What are the other questions?
I think it's better if Suchir and Raful ask those ones, because I don't remember them
Yeah.
that well.
Yeah, one of them was similar to Prashant's a little bit, but it was yeah, how to like reconcile like when relationships are like, I guess certain people are due to circumstances, just people are getting away from your life. So like friends are I guess like fading away. So it was like similar a little bit to Prashant's, but
Sorry, you finish.
yeah, no, that's it. Just how to reconcile like I guess like relationships like fading away in your life, I guess, as you get older?
Yeah, you have to understand the nature of relationships. Every relationship in a human relationship or a relationship with an animal ends with the death, finally with the death of the person, right? It doesn't last long. So that's one thing you have to understand. So between this and the most intimate and the less intimate, there is a lifetime for each relationship, and that will end. So first of all, you have to enter into the relationship knowing the nature of the relationship. Then you won't suffer. So if you understand that, see, this is going to end sometime or the other, and as I said earlier, if you are not the cause of it, just don't worry about it. Just move forward. And again, every time the relationship ends, you have to introspect. Instead of, most of the times what we do is just to fill the void, we jump to another relationship from one to another. So don't fill the void when one ends. That is the most important thing. Instead of filling the void, you have to understand to go deep within and ask these questions, more spiritual questions. Why was there any benefit? And why should I do another thing, another relationship, if it is just going to bring me sorrow and waste my time?
Okay, thank you.
And then Swamiji, I was in group 2 as well, and so what we discussed was that as we like become friends with someone, there's always going to be something we can gain from that friendship. And what I was wondering was, how would you know if your friends are helping you or not? Like, would you be able to see the impact they have on you, or is it something more implicit and it's not tangible to like see in like your day-to-day life?
Yeah, good question. So, I wanted to discuss that earlier also, but thank you for asking that question. Uh, the thing is, as I also pointed out, what the most important thing is dharma. Dharma means righteousness. Are they taking you to the right path in life? Are they enhancing your talents? Are they giving you more knowledge? Are they encouraging you on your path? Either I don't mean spiritual, but even if it is material, are they? Sometimes you can just waste your time commenting on a product or thinking about all these things and the value and so it's just a waste of time. So question is, are they wasting your time or are they saving your time? Number one. Number two, are they taking you to the right path? Are they taking you to a wrong turn, a junction? Because if they take you to the right path, that is good and that will be really helpful. No, if they take you to the wrong path, then you'll lose a lifetime. So always understand, keep asking these questions. And the other thing is sharing ideology. Yeah, are they sharing the same ideology as yours? And are they instilling the same values in you? So that's most important. If they are instilling the wrong values, you just have to just break up with them, just like Karna, as I was saying, the example of Karna. Karna did not, purposely he knew what was right and what was wrong, but still he continued to cling on to his friend, even though his friend was doing bad things. So that is the most important thing. You have to understand and then let it go.
Thank you. We can move on to group 3, which is Adya, Emily, Isaac, Jnananand, Richa, Arun, Sridhar, Gayatri, and Tripta.
Sure, thank you, Ritu. And I can ask the question from our group. Swamiji, you covered this question a little bit already, but the question is, how do you know who you can trust and not trust when you make friends? Because sometimes people might have you might start to sense in them over time some kind of an ulterior motive. Maybe they're secretly don't wish you well and are trying to help you. So how can you trust? How can you find out who to trust, who not to trust? And then how do you have the self-respect so that you don't let your friends walk all over you and take advantage of you?
Yes, it comes, good question again. That's trust, learn how to trust me comes from experience. So most of us are gullible, most of us are innocent, and it starts with a friendship. And many a times we understand that we are as first as I said, the first question we need to ask is it a true friendship or is it just a shallow friendship? That is number one. And the second one is be implicitly in the beginning, of course, we have to implicitly trust that person. It's not good to say that I don't trust that person, because that you start on a wrong footing itself. So third thing, as I said, it's experience. Experience is the best teacher. Amma says the story of a successful businessman being interviewed by a reporter. So he asks this question, how did you become successful? So the businessman says, two words. So then he says it's a right decisions. So then the reporter says, how do you take the right decisions? How do you get right decisions? So he says one word, experience. So then he asks, how do you get the experience? Then he says two words again. He says it's wrong decisions. So it comes basically out of our wrong choices in life. And to know, it's also we have to understand to know when we are taking the wrong decisions. And so through experience, it will come. And also many a times, we have some kind of an intuition, but we don't listen to it because of our priorities. We say that, oh, maybe it's not correct and I'm not thinking correctly. But you have to listen to your intuition also and understand that when you get the warning from within, heed to those warnings. And especially if it is something related to the other person. So understand that and move forward. And the moment you understand, as I said, withdraw from those relationships. Trust your inner self more than the other person.
Thank you, Swamiji. That's the only question we have from this group. I think the last group is group 4. It had Anika, Arjun, Aryan, Janani, Radhika, and a few other people. Does anyone have a question they would like to share from there?
No, Shiva Swamiji. Hey guys. So my group, feel free to jump in and just correct me if I put it the wrong way. But we had a similar question to the last group where we talked about how do you know if your friends are really, good friends or good people who will help you on your journey and they're people who you can help on your journey. But that seemed to have been answered this group with the last group. So we had a follow-up question to that question we had when you've come to terms and you realize, this person isn't really helping me out, they're having a bad influence on me, or they're not doing good, right? Maybe they're doing something adharmic, or we realize that they're not
we don't necessarily, find their company enjoyable, something makes them comfortable. How do we express that in a way where it doesn't set off alarms? It doesn't make anybody, it minimalizes the damage, basically. It appropriately and professionally tells somebody, hey, I don't feel your behavior is, I'm not comfortable with your behavior. I'm not comfortable with what you're doing, or what you're doing isn't good for either of us or for you. How do you do that? That was our question. We had many different examples. A lot of people pitched in as to their own experiences with this. And so we all kind of came together and decided that was, our big query.
Yeah, that's good. You have your own experiences, and sharing experiences will help you to mitigate this. And what you have to understand is there are two things. One is you have to know when either you just cut off immediately or slowly. So that is the first step. If a friend is doing really bad harm, then you just have to cut off immediately. Don't even think about the consequences, because it's costing you more harm to remain as a friend than to continue or to appease the other person. That's the first thing. Second thing is, if it's not, then slowly distance yourself from the other person, spend less time and talk less, so that if the other person slowly understands that and asks this question, why are you not joining me, or why are you not spending time with me, then you can slowly say that these are the things that I'm not agreeing or that I don't like. So just break it slowly to them, rather than in a hurried fashion, and try to just step away from them, and keep your distance away from them, and more, and then you can slowly break it.
Thank you very much, Swamiji. No, sure.
Namaskar, Swamiji. I just messaged you two anonymous questions if you think there's time. If not, that's totally fine.
Hold on. How do we pick our friends? I'm moving and we'll have to make new friends from scratch. Yeah, two things. One is you, in one sense, you can pick your friends, but in another sense, you cannot pick your friends because you are connected through karma. So friends show up because of your karma, which means your association in your past births. So when you pick your friends, as I said, make sure that they are on the right path. And just ask them what their likings are, what their inclinations are. And if they are the same, then you have the choice to associate with them or dissociate with them, either one. So you always choose a friend that will lead you to a higher ground rather than to a lower ground. So that is the first and foremost thing that you have to understand. And the second thing is, just before you pick them up, you have to watch and observe them for some time. See what they do and what they don't do. And if they are taking more, they are giving less, or they're being more selfish, don't associate with them. So initially, the process of elimination should be done, and by observation, and then slowly, then you can understand. So the second question is, how do you reconcile with a hurting friend, especially if you are the one taking and not giving? So always understand that you can go and ask for forgiveness. You can talk to them and tell them that you are sorry, and I realize that I have been taking. So how can I mend it? How can I change my behavior? Ask them, and ask them to give suggestions as to how you will be able to give more than to take. So by asking them, and when they give suggestions, then they will be empowered and they will feel, oh, you are being honest and you want to really mend the relationships. So that's why you just go and talk to them openly and tell them what you should do and what you should not do. So that is the best way to go about. Sorry, I'm just being very short because of the lack of time. I'm just giving you pointers rather than explaining. So please take these pointers and think for yourself and expand on them.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. We'll conclude with the bhajan by AYUDH DC. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, wait, I need a... She can, what if I screen share the...
Yeah, sure. I'll do it, Kaiva.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. That sounded fantastic. It's great to see so many people from so many other places coming together in DC to do this. So thank you so much.
I in New York. I said about I in New York. I love it.
They choose IDC, bro.
Not true. Well, we're both I said about it heart.
Oh, let's do it.
So we're just about to conclude, but right before we do so, we just wanted to make sure everybody's aware that Swamiji is coming for a U.S. tour in August, in the month of August. I'm sure you've seen it in many different places advertised, so you can see here in case you don't know about it. And I think that's it. If you have any topics we want to see covered in future AYUDH Reflects, please message to any of us, or you can take a picture of these QR codes as well. And then I think that's it. Stop here.
So we conclude with a prayer.
Okay, Swamiji, yes, please.
Om Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Datyorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you all.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Namah Shivaya.
Can we take a quick group picture with whoever's here? Thank you. Three, two, one. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya,
Thanks,
Swamiji.
Swamiji. Namah
Thank you.
Shivaya.
Thank you, Santi.
Thank you to
Sure,
everybody.
Swamiji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Namah
Namah
Shivaya.
Shivaya.
Thank you.
Give our love to Amma. Give our love to Amma.
Namah Shivaya.
Okay.
Okay, are you saying something? You're muted. I'm not sure. But anyway, good night, guys. Bye-bye.